I want to tell you about a client I'm coaching. A couple of weeks ago, his wife came to him and said, "I'm done. You are always working. I want to get out of this marriage." And what happened over the next few weeks is exactly why I wanted to make this video. But first, I need to tell you about a guy who traveled for 22 hours from New York to Sydney to have a 90-minute conversation. Today I want to answer a question many of us are silently struggling with. Can you be happy and successful at the same time while the work is still unfinished? My answer is a yes, and I am going to show you exactly how. Back when Eugene O'Kelly was head of the financial services division at KPMG, one of the world's most powerful accounting firms, his team was competing to win a major investment bank as a client. The man he needed to meet was the president of the bank's Australian unit. Every request for a meeting came back the same: no openings. But this man's assistant let something slip. In 2 days, this man was traveling from Sydney to Melbourne, 90 minutes in the air, nothing on the calendar, no calls, no meetings, just him in a seat. So Eugene asked for the seat assignment. He flew 22 hours from New York to Sydney, landed, boarded the Melbourne flight, sat down and introduced himself. An hour and a half later, they touched down. Eugene offered the presentation, shook his hand, walked to another gate and flew 20 plus hours back home. They won the account. Can imagine the life that kind of drive builds. And Eugene did build it. He became the chairman and CEO of KPMG, successful by every measure the world uses. And then his doctor told him he had a fast-growing tumor, 2 to 3 months to live. I'm going to come back to Eugene in a moment, because where his story goes next is where this whole thing lands. But I wanted to check in with you first. If you are watching this and anything rings true, the running on cortisol and calling a drive, the business that was supposed to give you freedom but now needs constant feeding, the scoreboard that keeps moving no matter how much you achieve. I want you to know that pattern has a name in my world. I call it your dragon. I have a 2-minute quiz in the description called What's Your Dragon? It will tell you which pattern is currently running your life. Take it after this video. It might name something you've been carrying around for a long time. Now, 4,000 weeks. Oliver Burkeman is a British journalist who lives in New York. He wrote a book with a number in the title that has never quite left me. 4,000 weeks. That's how long the average human life lasts. Most of us are using those weeks to build towards something. A revenue milestone, an exit, a version of ourselves that finally has the permission to rest. Eugene O'Kelly had the account. He had the corner office. He had the scoreboard lit up green. And then he had 12 weeks left. And here's the story we tell ourselves. Work hard now, sacrifice now, and the joy will follow. Success first, happiness second. Earn the peace, then rest in it. But here's what the research actually says. Happy people are more creative, more present, more effective, more connected to the people around them. Happiness isn't the reward for success. It's an ingredient of it. The inside-out understanding that I work from says it even more simply. Well-being isn't something you earn. It's not something you build toward. It's your default. It's already there, underneath all the noise of not enough yet. The question is whether you let yourself access it before you arrive. So back to my client. His wife said she was done. And the first thing we did wasn't to fix the marriage. We asked a different question. What do you actually want? Not what does success look like? Not what have you been working toward? What do you really, really, really want? He had to sit with that. He had to take an honest look at the story he had been telling himself, that the sacrifice was love, that the work was for the family. He had to see that his wife had a different definition of love. And so did he, if he was being honest. A couple of weeks later, things looked different. His marriage is not out of the danger zone yet, but he has changed. He's more effective, he's more present, he's more relaxed, happier, healthier, sleeping better, taking more time off, because he chose. That's what Burkeman says you have to do. You can't do everything. That's not pessimism. That's just the math of having only 4,000 weeks on this earth. You have to choose what matters most. And once you've chosen, show up to it. Not being half there while your mind is somewhere else. Be fully present. Eugene O'Kelly resigned the week that he was diagnosed. He made his peace. He said goodbye to the people he loved with intention and care. He spent his final weeks at Lake Tahoe with his family. There was one more thing he wanted more than anything else. He had been to Prague before. He loved that city deeply, and he wanted to go back and share it with his daughter. She was about 15 years old at the time. That was the trip he wanted to take her on. He never got to it. Time ran out. His wife finished the book for him. So can you be happy and successful? Yes. But only when you decide happiness is not something you will get later on. You want to build a life right now that has room in it for the life you actually want. Prague might not wait. Whatever your Prague is, take it now while you still can. If this video landed for you, I want to leave you with one more thing. If someone you know is running too hard right now, share this video with them. It might be exactly what they need. See you next week.